Hello everybody, welcome to the United Stand. Manchester United 2, Liverpool 1. Breathe that in, enjoy it tonight because it's not, well, it's been how many years? Nearly 10 years since we won at Anfield. And before we dissect performances, team selections, wins, what's next, can we get in the top 5? You know, is it a false dawn? Is it paper in the cracks? Liverpool could have won the game. We should have won it by 4. Before we get into all of that, let's not forget why we love this beautiful game and why, most importantly of all, we love this football club. And then remember, we only play Liverpool twice a season. We only play them at Anfield once. We haven't won here in nearly 10 years. So if you think I'm going to waste my time thinking too much about team selections or whether we were lucky or whether it should have been a referee should have blown his whistle, absolutely bloody not. You know, absolutely bloody not. We've beaten Liverpool at Anfield, our biggest rival, our biggest game of the season. Have some of that. Have some of that. Put a smile on your face and enjoy it because that's the most important thing. There's always going to be plenty of time about what's coming next, what's happened there, where are we going? You know, there'll be positives, there'll be negatives, there always are. But beating Liverpool at Anfield, I don't care if Liverpool hit the post 100 times and we got a dodgy penalty. In some ways, that's better because the enemy, which is Liverpool, have lost and we have won. And they're the champions of England and we've won. And to be fair, they've only got themselves to blame. They got themselves back into the game. We went up the other end and we won it. So look, a win against Liverpool can never be swept under the carpet and we should enjoy it. I'm very excited to do the player ratings, get involved in that, mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average, get involved with that. We'll be coming to that in a few minutes' time. But look, I think we have to be, you know, I think in life we have to be respectful. We have to be honest and open. And there was a lot of people online when the team come out saying, that's it, I'm Amorim out. And I found that incredible at the time. I read a lot of those comments and I find it incredible at the time. And maybe it comes from experience, but I would never, ever be saying a manager out based on a team selection because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen. Like Liverpool could have had a man sent off in the first minute and we could have won 6-0. And then you've committed to Amorim out. Or whoever. I did not like the team selection. I still don't like the team selection. And I might be in the minority here. I'm over the moon with that win, but I'm still going to say this. Where's the future in Casemiro and Bruno in the midfield, Dalot at left wing back and Maguire and Shaw in the defence? That's not going to that's not a future. Still need to see a future from Amorim. But what he has gone and done is got a result. And he must be applauded for that. And I said it at the time. People were like, surely you've got to be Amorim out with that team. And I said, I don't like that team. I think Sesko being dropped is really, really harsh. Yoro being dropped is really harsh. Dorgu should be playing at left wing back. And I thought he was brilliant when he came on. I thought Yoro was brilliant when he came on. And I thought Sesko did well when he was coming on. So looking at that team today, Dalot out, Dorgu in, Yoro in, and Sesko in, and Mount out. You know, it's obvious to me. I think we'd be a better team with them in it. But he still won it without them. And he deserves the credit for that. That's why he's paid to be Man United manager. Do I think he'll have turned the Amorim out as back? No. I think they'd look at that game and go, come on, Liverpool should have won it. They had chances to win it. We smashed and grabbed it a little bit. That's what they'll be saying. Amorim Innes will be saying, like myself, I nearly stunted there. I'm not on the fence. I'm Amorim In. I want him to do well, but I'll give you my opinion in a minute. I'm talking in the third person. Amorim Innes will be saying, we turned up. It's a very difficult place. Liverpool are the champions and we deserve to win the game. What I would say is, didn't like the team selections, but did say, as soon as I saw the team, and I said it on the stream, I've got a feeling we'll win. When it went to 1-1 and we got that corner, I said, I've got a feeling we might win. I've just had that feeling all game. And I predicted Liverpool would win, but from the team news and into the game, I just got that feeling that it felt like we might get a win. And that's massive credit to Ruben Amorim. I'm very interested to see what people give Amorim out of 10 because I think he has to take the credit. Even if you don't agree with the recipe, if it tastes nice, you've got to say that was good. And he has got the result today. I agree the longer term, we might have time to talk about that tonight. Maybe it's more in the week. But he beat Liverpool. He deserves credit. And yes, it was a close game. It could have gone the other way. Liverpool could have won that 2-1. It could have been a draw, but I don't think And I've had a couple of Liverpool fans message me actually and said, fair play, because they're obviously not happy. But they've been humble enough to say, you know what, you can't argue with the result. Nervous sneeze. I don't think anybody can take it away from us that we deserve to win that game. I don't think you can. I think there could have been a different result, easily. But you can't sit there and say we were lucky, because in the first half, it was a very equal game, and I think we deserved to be 1-0 up. And in the second half, Liverpool had a lot of possession, and they got the goal. But then we went up the other end and won it. So, yes, Liverpool had chance after chance after chance, but when they got the goal, we went and scored again. So I don't think you can argue with that. And I think we showed something that I think is really important. That when Liverpool get that goal, you're like, shit, 10 minutes, they're just going to absolutely bombard us and we're just going to sit and defend. And we didn't. And I thought Cunha today, by the way, was maybe subtly, maybe obviously, I haven't really looked online, but I thought Cunha today was incredible. Mason Mount didn't have a great game. Mbeumo had a good first half and stayed in the game in the second half. But Cunha, I remember saying this on the preview, I think Mbeumo and Cunha are perfect for these types of games because they've done it with Brentford and Wolves. They've been to Anfield, they've been to the Etihad with unfashionable teams and delivered. And Cunha today, the way he was holding the ball up, the way he was frustrating them, that's not something we've had in our team for a very long time. I can't think of anybody who does that. Garnacho wouldn't do it. Rashford, Anthony, Bruno doesn't do it. And what I mean is, it's that doggedness to hold the ball, run with the ball, win free kicks. He's a master at it. And I thought he was brilliant today. And though that personality did start to come through in the team, that we were always a threat, even though I think we wasted a lot of opportunities in the second half to counter well, we always had the capability to do that. And I think this season, we have got that capability to score goals. And also, I think when you look at some of the bad results we've had this season, like Fulham, we had the opportunities against Fulham to get the early goal. And when you get the early goal like we did today, it changes the whole consensus of the game, doesn't it? So, yeah, very, 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 very happy with United. I mean, what I would say is, as it says easy switch on my screen, that shouldn't surprise us. I won't be sat here going, here we go, like Bruno says, you win a game and we're winning the league, you lose a game and we're getting relegated. I'm very wary that the Brighton game becomes massive now, because if you beat Brighton, which we should do, that's 3 wins in a row. We're going to be knocking on the door of top 4. We're going to be in a really strong position. But how many times have we put our... Sorry, my nose just started running after the sneeze. How many times have we put ourselves in this situation over the years where you get a good result away from home against the top side and then you don't turn up next week? We flicked the switch today. We are light switch FC, and we flicked the switch today. The switch was on. We need to keep it on. Somebody needs to get a piece of masking tape and put it on top of the switch so no one can switch it off. Now, you need to glue that switch down and keep it on, because that's the word, inconsistency. That's the one that kills us all the time. I mean, look at Bruno Fernandes today. No player epitomises Manchester United more than Bruno Fernandes. And even in that game, he needed subbing off. He had a crap game. They were running through that midfield, more holes than a crumpet, as I said on the stream. And then at the very end of the game, he whips a cross into the back post that wins us the game. I mean, Maguire does brilliantly, but the instant cross by Bruno is top class. And that phrase that somebody said on a watch-along a few months ago just will always resonate. Bruno Fernandes is our worst player and he's our best player. And how do you solve that problem? Because you're there going, he's got to be a 4 out of 10 today. And then he puts the cross in that wins you the game and you go, well, am I going to give him a 7 now? Like, but that's Man United. Like, sometimes we're Brentford and we're shit, we're Grimsby and we're shit. And then other times, we're Liverpool at Anfield and we're brilliant. And that's the thing that Amorim's got to solve, because the plaudits and the praise for the players and the manager tonight, we're all going to give it. But they've got to find consistency. I think we're in 9th place or 8th place in the league now. I was having a look at it. Yeah, we're in 9th. So that win is good, but you can't live off that. We're in 9th place. We're actually 2 points off 3rd. So what do we need now? Consistency. When do we need it? Now. We've got to go and beat Brighton and Forest, and then we will be in the top 4. And then we can start to go, what's the vision? At the moment, he's clearly focused on results. I don't see the vision, and I'm not going to change my mind on this. I don't see the vision with Bruno and Casemiro in the midfield, Maguire and Shaw at the back, and Dalot at left wing back. I don't see that vision. I don't see what that's going to become. I can see us grinding out results, but I can't see the vision. When I see Yoro on the team, and Sesko on the team, and Dorgo on the team, I see the vision. So at some point, he's going to have to transition towards that. But he's obviously prioritising results at the moment. And you can't knock him when he goes against what everybody... I mean, most of the fan base was fucking fuming with that team. You've got to give the credit to the manager. He's got a set. He has got a set. He has to deal with it week in, week out. From the media, from ex-players saying, I don't like the formation. I don't like the formation. I don't like the formation. And he goes, I'm not changing the formation because that's who I am. On top of that, he's got all of us going, I can't stand that team selection. And I think we're right. I do think we're right. I think we'd have won that game with Yoro and Dorgu anyway. But we go, we don't like the team selection. And then he wins. And you can't argue that he's got balls of steel. You know, he knows that's going to piss the fans off. He knows people don't like his formation, but he sticks to his morals. And you know what? I will always, always give praise to people who stand by what they believe in and get results. And that's what he's done. Today, he was right. Like Joy Boy says, he was right today. Absolutely. Let me just get some of your comments in. I've just got the Christmas jumper, says Harris. Well, if you want to order it, there it is. It's out for delivery now. Knitted jumper for Christmas. Get it while you can until they're gone. But what I was going to say, I want to just read some of your comments, then we're going to do the player ratings. Do you think we can get top 5? Mate, you're talking to the wrong person. I'm experienced enough to know when a team news drops, you don't start screaming Amorim out. You wait till the end of the game. You pass judgment on it. You go, I wouldn't have done that. I don't like that. But what did I say? We'll probably go and win the game. And we did. So wait till the end of the game before you make your mind up, would be my advice. Also, when you win a game like that and people say, we're getting top 4, you don't start talking about top 4 when you're 9th. It's a very, very good result. But those results won't get us top 4. Brentford, Crystal Palace, Everton, Brighton, Forest. These are the games we've got to go and win. And it's been that way for a decade. These are good. These results are amazing. Fantastic. Let them go on Instagram. Let them start. I mean, I can see Dalot. He's on his phone already. Look. See Dalot there in the changing room. He's like that. I thought he was shit, by the way. But he's on his phone. He'll be there. Right? Let them go on their phone. Let them go and celebrate it. Because not many teams win at Anfield. Really good result. And but they've got to follow it up. Because I tell you what, this fan base is the best in the world. When you win a game like that, everybody will give them praise. And when you lose a game like Brentford, everyone will give them the shit. And that's the way it should be. That is the way it should be. So they can have the credit tonight, and they get the credit tonight without reservation. But go and fucking do it now for the next 3 games. Because then we can talk about top 4. And also, let's not forget, we've just inflicted the 4th loss in a row on our biggest rival. Amorim just said, if any of you watched the interview, he switched and played a back 4 against Sunderland. Man United fans in 2025 can't understand their own manager, says Vaped. 3 more in a row, and I can see a haircut, says Ignore. There has to be some Portuguese favouritism forcing Amorim with Bruno and subbing off Ahmad, says Brian. Mojo's gifted 50 memberships. He's in the party mood. Lovely stuff, Mojo. You're an absolute legend. I'm not cutting my hair till Liverpool lose 5 games in a row, says Dark Ace. I can't stand Dalot. How did he play 90 minutes, says Kelvin. It's our first back-to-back win. Let's hope that switch stays on. We might not win every game, but we've got to keep fighting, says John. Mate, if that team can't figure it out now, they never will. Like, if you can't go to Forest away and Spurs away and win, having won at Anfield, I don't know what more to say. Like, if you can't take confidence from that, I don't know what to say. Delit just gave credit to Yoro, future captain, says Rajaf. Let's not go on about what's wrong with Amorim today. That's a discussion we can have tomorrow, says Anakin. Just got the sweater, says Haros. The win is so important. We need that consistency, and that win will help, says Grizzly. Happy Diwali United family, says Vivek. Great result, loved it, but we could have shown more composure in the second half, says Drub. Look, the referee should have blown the whistle, but we've had bad decisions against us. In the second half, Gakpo on the back post could have equalised it. They had chances. It could have gone a different way, but how many games could have gone a different way? Like, look at Chelsea. Was it last year? We should have won the game. We lost the game. You know, football's like that. Take the win. Don't look for excuses. We deserved it. Alav, 8 matches in, 13 points, having played City, Arsenal, Pool and Chelsea. Are you happy with the position, says Alav? 13 points from what, 24? It's not bad considering who we've played. The next 3 games, we've got to go and win them, really. We've got to win at least 2 and draw the other one. Like, we can't go and lose one of the next 3 games. Like, we have to build on this. Anana goals galore. Lemens, the ball has allergies, says Rascal. Hey, mate, a goalkeeper makes such a difference. Such a difference. Paul Neville said Cunha was world-class today. Well, Gary Neville and me, you know what? When we're agreeing on something, he must have been world-class. Cunha man of the match. He's a game changer, says Rahul. Look, I love Cunha. I love Cunha. I've said it for weeks. I've said it last season when I didn't even know we were going to buy him. He's my type of footballer. He's passionate. He gets the ball. He runs with the ball. He shows no fear. I know some people like Mason Mount, but Mount over Cunha, never. Cunha over Mount every fucking game. I want to see, and Mbeumo, he's leaving Mbeumo alone. He's absolutely nailed on, right? I want to see Cunha, Mbeumo and Sesko. That's the front 3 I want to see. Mason Mount can't play 90 minutes, having a good season. Bench. Put him on the bench. None of this front 3 interchanging shit. Put Sesko up front, play Cunha and Mbeumo. And let's roll. And let Mason Mount be the sub. You know, let's go. Why is he playing Delo when we have 2 left wing backs for the next 15 years, says Naveen. Amorim's first win when the opposition isn't relegated, promoted, had a man sent off or had a penalty. Let's build on this, says Moses. There's a lot of firsts, isn't there? 2 wins. First time to win 2 wins in a row. Cunha reminds me of Grealish when he was at Villa, says Jack. 68% passing accuracy is not promising. We have a long way to go before we can play Amorim's system, says Marlowe. That's kind of what you were speaking about the other day, just holding your heads and not allowing yourself to continue conceding, says the Inquisition. Yeah. To be honest, dropping Sesko was a masterstroke. Until we buy decent midfielders and wing-backs, Sesko should be a sub at best, says Ashwin. Noble sacrifice on your points against Robbie there, Mark, says Laser UK. And even Sir Alex Ferguson had games where we just scraped by. At the end of the day, we've been crying for results, and we got it, says Hitton. Now that Mount played mid, I think Sesko will be in, says Stephen Mills. Sesko, second in the league if Bruno scores penalties, says Harvey. The system is the problem, says Ben sarcastically. If he could just find Bruno a place, we're so back, says Naveen. Mainu was invisible. Bruno has stinkers, but still contributes in a way. Mainu was on... and what are we talking about Mainu for, Alberto? He gets thrown in with like 5 minutes to go. I'm not even going to talk about Mainu. Beaver, thanks for joining the Members Club. Amorim is getting lucky, says Simba. These players make me so upset, but the relief they all must feel, it's a great game for us, says Ferd. We've sent Arne Slot to Turkey during the next international break for a hair transplant, says Chris. In Amorim we trust, says Francisco. Outers for team selection, sit down, you snowflakes, says Jake. Absolutely buzzing about the result. I hope everyone who is Amorim out before the game is still Amorim out, says Chase the Ace. Jack, thank you very much as well. Cunha pulling off one of the best performances at Anfield I've seen from a United player, says LJ. I'm loving the Cunha stuff because he didn't score, didn't get an assist. And yet, I think you're right. That's how you assess a football game, in my opinion. So I'm loving the fact that people are getting the Cunha love. First win at Liverpool in 9 years, 2 wins in a row. We might not agree with his decisions, but let's all get behind Amorim, says Island Boy. 4:37 a.m., but I don't care. We're back, says Daniel. Yeah, big shout out the worldwide followers and viewers and United fans because they're up at silly o'clock. And this is what it's all about. Where are the Amorim haters, says Maxud. Thank you, United. Gunners top of the league, says Joey. Not only a win, but a decent performance too, says JR. Apparently our worst start to the season in 33 years, yet 2 points behind Liverpool. Is it? How can it be our worst start to the season in 33 years? Doesn't make sense. Surely Ten Hag's start last season was worse. Only 6 points from the top of the league. The league is ours, says Chris. This is what it feels like to be United. A rare feeling, but cherished, says Reese. Cunha is the greatest 007 player, says Lucas. Feels so good to have a competent keeper, says Canna Dave. Lemens got 8 purely for saving shots, says McElvis. Let's all laugh at Liverpool, says Clarence. Absolutely buzzing with that, says PJ. It's my son's 9th birthday today. Couldn't ask for a better present, says Kevin. First match after my twin boys. They're smiling down on us. Fergus and Jack, hope you enjoyed that, little Red Devils. Yeah, shout out to them, James. And yeah, loads of love from the community as well. John, welcome to the members club. I've got something to say before I do the player ratings as well. Schmeichel wants Harry to be captain again. I mean, do we need to have that conversation? I hope he hasn't said that. It's silly. How is Michael Oliver allowed to referee United games, says Jeremy? Well, we did all right out of it. Sesko is out of touch and misses simple passes, says Some fans moaning, just enjoy the result. Look, you know what? I think somebody made a very good point before we start these player ratings. I've said this before. I get sent stuff from people who've been screaming Amorim out since Grimsby. Screaming Amorim out. Phoning up. Doing videos. Doing tweets, right? Screaming Amorim out. I've never said Amorim out. I think he's sacking himself. I've said I think he's on the road to sack, but I don't want to sack another manager. I want this to work. And I've looked at it and gone, you know, sometimes you think it's not going to work. But some people have been Amorim out for a very long time. We've just gone and won at Anfield. And this is the danger with that. Like, what are they going to do? They're going to sit there with real smiles, fake smiles. Oh, yeah, it's great, you know. And this is what I mean. I think sometimes I respect it more if you stay Amorim out. Because I can't be doing with the whole, get him out of my club, get him out of my club. Oh, yeah, great win, brilliant. It's like, how does that work? So I do agree with that. And I've got no problem with anybody being Amorim out. I'm not saying you're not a United fan or anything like that. I made that mistake with Ten Hag. If you're Amorim out, you've probably got reason to be. But you probably should stay there because it's the people who go, get him out of my club, get him out of my club, get him out of my club. And then we beat Liverpool. It's like, oh, no, I'll give him another chance, you know. And then we'll lose another game and get him out of my club. Like, they need, you know, have a word. Don't jump too soon or stick to what you believe in. And I do think, with my devil's advocate head on, if I was an Amorim outer, I'd already know why I am. So I would be saying, well, you know what, Liverpool could have won that game. I don't like his team selections. I didn't like his subs. You know, bad finishing from Liverpool, otherwise we wouldn't have won. I have courage in my conviction. This is not going to work out in the long term. It might be next summer. It might be Christmas. It might be the season after that. But he ain't the guy for me, you know. Great way to enjoy my 40th, says Wesley. Let's go Red Devils. Proud of the team. We did what we had to. Let's keep this consistency. United for life. For me, I think I want to play Brighton now. I want to get that Brighton win so we can go, we finally followed it up with another win, and then we go again. We're not playing in Europe. I know Brighton aren't playing in Europe, but we need to start winning consistently now. Right, player ratings, because I know they're waiting for me in the fan forum. They're meant to be starting in 10 minutes. I should get the player ratings done. I hope you've all registered for player ratings. Links in the video description. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. All you got to do is click the link, register. You'll get an email. It's free, and then you can do every single one every single week. So get yourself signed up. Right, Lemens for me, 8. I thought that, why am I going so high? Because it's only his second game in a Man United shirt. It's Anfield. It's a cauldron. And he just has immense composure. The save from Isak was fantastic. I think in the second half, it was more about missed chances from Liverpool. That, you know, the post he couldn't do anything about. The Gakpo header, he wouldn't have saved that. The Gakpo goal, he can't save that. The Salah one that he misses, Salah misses. So, but I thought he was brilliant. I think his composure, collecting balls, it's just, you know what? Some people might look at it and go, I don't understand why you're giving him an 8. I think you've got to be a United fan for the last 2 years to understand what it means to have a goalkeeper that you've got confidence in. because we've had 2 years of a goalkeeper where you're like, you don't know what mistake they're going to make next. And I just don't get that aura from him. So I'm very happy with that. De Ligt, also an 8. I thought he was fantastic again. My player of the season. I actually disagree with Amorim. You know, I think De Ligt should be the centre-back. I don't know why he played Maguire. And I know that sounds stupid because Maguire won us the game. So Amorim is right. But for me, De Ligt's best as a centre-back and Yoro should be on the right. Play Maguire on the left if you want. Drop Shaw, I don't mind. But for me, De Ligt should be centre-back and Yoro should be right centre-back, and that should not get fucked about with. But it worked today, but longer term, I would like to see that. But De Ligt was effectively playing out of position and still played really, really well. So it's a different position for De Ligt. I think people think, well, he's a centre-back. No, centre-back's different to right centre-back. Different responsibilities, different way of playing. I thought he was brilliant today. Look, you've got to give Maguire an 8 for the goal. I don't think Maguire did much wrong either. I thought he had a good game, but the goal at the end, it's Anfield in front of the United fans. It wins us the game. You could almost give him a 10. You know, I know people would say that's not fair, but like, it's a great goal. It's a great goal. And he is a man of the match contender, of course. Luke Shaw, I thought, played well first half, really well first half. I think he faded. I don't know where he was on the goal. He seemed to swap places with Dalot, which makes no sense because Luke Shaw is the left-sided centre-back and Dalot is the right wing-back. Luke Shaw was at right wing-back and Dalot had gone past him. I don't know whether there'd been a corner or something. But yeah, apart from that, I thought he did well, so I'd give him a 7. Ahmad was my man of the match and then he got subbed off. I mean, I'd give him I'd give him an 8. I thought Ahmad, that was best. That was Ahmad's best game of the season. Definitely very, very high performance from Ahmad. I thought he was really, really good. He just got subbed off early because of the yellow card. Maybe it wasn't a yellow card. I think that's Ahmad's best game of the season, and he was probably man of the match for me until he got subbed off. Casemiro, probably a 6.5. Yeah, I agree. We're very close on these. I don't know why Ahmad's getting a 7 actually. That's a bit low in my opinion. Casemiro 6.5. He was okay in the first half. Second half, obligatory yellow card. That was Dalot's fault, by the way. That was Dalot's fault, that yellow card. But look, Casemiro, Agate, there's not a lot of difference, is there? I mean, Agate came on, he was okay. Casemiro was okay. We know the weakness in the team is the midfield. Bruno, I'll give him a 6 because of the assist. Yeah, I think he was probably a 5. But the assist is so good. It's at Anfield. It gets us the win. He can have a 6 for that for me. It was a brilliant, brilliant ball. Our worst player and our best player, Bruno Fernandes. Dalot, I'll give him a generous 5. I thought he was abysmal in the first half. The amount of times he clears the ball to a Liverpool player throughout the whole game was incredible. Obviously, it was his fault. Casemiro got booked. He was better at right wing back because he's not a left wing back, and he did okay at right wing back. But if we'd have lost that game, I think there'd have been a lot of people saying, why is he picking Dalot? So the fact that we've won it covers it up a little bit. I'll give him a 5. And Burmo 7.5. Oh, we're so close. Let's take a walk down Positivity Street. I'm changing the words, but love it. 7.5. Very good goal. Early goal, always a threat. Very pleased with him. Mason Mount, 6.5 for me. Yeah, wasn't really in the game, but always runs. Probably not his sort of game, if I'm being honest, but did a job. Cunha, 8 for me, and my man of the match. I'm not surprised by the 7.3 because I think, he didn't get a goal, didn't get an assist, and I think you need to understand what he did. And some of us do, and some people do to a certain extent because you're giving him a 7.3. But for me, man of the match, as we've already spoken about. I thought Yoro came on and did really well. For such a short period of time, I'd give him a 7. He was so dominant in the air, and he was so composed. Very unlucky to not start the game, but I thought he was brilliant when he came on. And it's very rare that you see a sub come on and do that. I thought Yoro did really well. Agate, probably a 6, 6.5. Yeah, happy with that. Mainu, I don't think he was on long enough, so give him a 6. Dorgu, again, came on, 7. I thought he did really, really well. Really, really well. Him and Yoro, really, really, really well. Sesko, probably a 6.5. And then Amorim. Well, Amorim for me, I'm not messaging anybody for the Amorim score. I'm waiting for people in the chat. I think Amorim, you've got to ignore the team selection, whether you like it or not, because we've just beaten Liverpool at Anfield. You've got to ignore 2 wins in a row because that's no great achievement. You know, he's been here for like 8 months. He should have won 2 games in a row. So those team selections are irrelevant. 2 wins in a row are irrelevant. He's been to Anfield and won, and nobody can say that we didn't deserve to win. So in the context of where we are, where Liverpool are, I think you've got to start minimum 7.5. And I also think stylistically, I'd be a hypocrite if I had a problem with that, because I said, you've got to go and defend well and you've got to counter well. And we did it. So I think Liverpool had more shots than us. Possession-wise, they were bordering 65%. I'm going to give him an 8. I'm going to give him an 8 because I think, realistically, the team selection thing's irrelevant because he won. Stylistically, I think that was the right way to play. And he won the game. And we deserve to win the game. And there's no element of luck in that. Liverpool could have won the game. It could have been a draw. But we could have won the game, and we did. So I'm going to give him an 8 for that. Man of the match is Harry Maguire. You can't argue with that. You can't argue with that. Actually, second place is not even Cunha. Lemens is second place. So there we go. But Harry Maguire wins it. And why not? Why not? It used to be called Wanfield. Should we call it Magfield now? Magfield. Sort of works. So, yeah, very well deserved. Make sure you smash a like on the video in relation to that. 63,000 watching. Did we hit 203,000 subscribers? Because I feel like we must hit that today. Please click the button and subscribe to the channel, bottom right-hand corner. We were so close to 203,000 before we started. So please do that. Lovely stuff. Just a couple of super chats to read before we send you over to the fan forum. I've just lost my thing there. Let me go. Harry Anfield. Oh, surely that's been done. That literally is brilliant. Harry Anfield. And then you do a picture of Harry and looking like that. Yeah. Mark, just to note, Harry has more goals at Anfield than Isak, and that is worse to hear than us hearing 7-up, says Slow Sports News. Some weird energy in the fan base towards Ahmad, such key player for us. Also, the triangles. Yeah, I don't want to see that simply read. I thought Ahmad was brilliant, and he just got subbed off a little bit early. I think 7's a bit low. I'd give Lemens a 28. So happy to have a goalkeeper again, says Wes. Where's the Athletic article on how bad Wirtz has been, says Mario. Well, I'm about to go and do a video on That's Football called Liverpool in Crisis. Harry Maguire, says Dale, if Liverpool lose 5 in a row, can Slot finally get a haircut, says Moses. Up the Reds, says Luke. Veghorst or Isak, says James. He was shit today, Isak. Let's leave the negatives for a different video, says Obi. 2 a.m. and it's Diwali today, says Seelan. Enjoy. Great way to enjoy my 40th birthday, says Wesley. I just want to say to every single one of you, We've been together for a long time, and we go through all sorts. I remember Brentford at Old Trafford when we won with the McTominay goals, and I was celebrating, and people were going, it's embarrassing, it's embarrassing. And I said, I don't really care, because ultimately, there are very few things that hit more than a Man United win. And we can be unhappy with the owners, and we can be unhappy with players, but the simple things are the most important things. And Man United winning should always make you feel good. And Man United winning at Anfield doesn't happen that often. So you should be absolutely bloody ecstatic tonight. And you should be enjoying it, because that's what loving Manchester United's all about. And there are issues. I can't stand the owners. I wish they'd piss off. I wish we would get sold. There are certain players that I think need moving on, and some of them were starting tonight. And maybe we will go and lose a silly game again very, very soon. Or maybe we will start winning games and we'll be in a title race. Who knows? But we beat Liverpool today, and it can be the start or the end of whatever you want. And I'm sure there'll be conversations later in the week about issues and this, that, and the other. But all Amorim and these players can do to silence the critics is win. And if they keep winning, then we'll keep smiling. It's as simple as that. Mark, we've been so happy with you getting a wrong prediction. I never back against my team. I get why you did it. Next week, if we need to show just the big games, we turn up. Mate, if I'd have predicted a Man United win, I think we'd have lost. I predicted a Liverpool win, safe in the knowledge that if we win, I've jinxed it. I don't care. You know, absolutely brilliant. So happy with it. Okay, let's get over to the fan forum. I mean, I'm sure Ricky is going to give Luke Shaw the Ballon d'Or on that performance. But take care, everyone. Get yourself over to the fan forum. Continue the party. I'm going to go and do a Liverpool in crisis video for That's Football, which will be out in about 20 minutes. So maybe get over there and just like it. We don't get to do this very often. Let's milk it. Take care. Speak to you a little bit. Stay safe. Thanks everyone who subscribed. Amazing community. Put a smile on your face. I'll speak to you on the next one.